I'm seeing Kao Denero making some business moves, but I don't know how massive those business moves might get. By having access to hold certain, maybe distribution things he needs, or some endorsement deal he needs, merchandise thing, or some events, just realize like they never call me for this event just because I have beef with this guy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Just My Opinion podcast. Today we are going to be talking about a topic in the hip-hop direction. You know, if you listen to some of the ambassadors' reviews, you know he always talks about the championship, throwing their hat in the game, everybody's on fire, and it's really exciting. We are going to be talking about some two people who have gone at each other. Other person is still silent, but we feel like we time, but we wonder, will he ever respond? And we are referring to Sarkodie. We know Kao Denero had the nasty diss track. It was nasty, and after that he has gone on and called Sarkodie out, even on tweets, Facebook, anytime possible.
So before I jump into this, being the Mr. Review, Africa Rap Champions League and all of that, I feel like before we go into this, I just want to mention it is breaking news here. King B and Mex Cortez did an interview thing on Shanti where they hashed their whole beef.
Oh,
both of them promised. Yes, they promised. That was like yesterday. They promised to do a collab.
okay, that's cool.
Like that's blows.
Yeah.
As I always said, brought out the best of both rappers. And you're talking about Kao Denero, this being nasty. After the whole King B and Mex Cortez thing, I felt like that was not really as nasty as we thought.
Yeah.
King B and Mex another level. And these guys, like I said, I don't want to say too soon, but they might become the biggest, or they might be my favorite rappers in Africa. New generation look between King B, Mex Cortez, Lyrica, Joe. They have a lot of things to still do. When I see the foundation upon which their whole career is built and their knowledge of the hip hop culture, I am very, very happy just being a hip hop fan. And if you notice, when we're talking about serious topics, my smile is less. When we get to hip hop, because it's relaxing and I'm happy. Okay, so coming out to the Kao Denero Sarkodie situation as I said, I don't know if I studied these things or I just lived them, but I've been involved as a fan in a lot of these beef situations where I will be saying certain things, and as I said, even during my reviews, I tell them like, watch out, this will happen, this will happen. When these things happen, I come back and I say, I told you guys this will happen, this will happen. For the Sarkodie situation, if it makes business sense, let's say business-wise, Sarkodie feels like he'll make more money either collaborating or responding to Kao Denero. So first, if you look at, let's say, their YouTube subscriptions, Sarkodie is at 623,000. Kao Denero is at 24, let's say 24.9, let's say 25,000. That's night and day. So Sarkodie has no reason. I mean, like back in the days when Nas, Jay-Z were all in New York and then they're fighting for New York, there is no way you can avoid. I mean, like when this guy is throwing shots at you, there's so much or there's so little space for you to escape and say, I'm here and you are there. But now this is Africa, which is not yet together like that. And you guys are not even in the same country. So when you are taking these shots and he looks at his views, he's like, man, endorsement deals and millions are signed for companies to get on my 623,000 subscriptions. I mean, like, why should I give you this marketing to 623,000 people? If you imagine how much MTN will pay me to get on these views, why should I just give you this free publicity? So as a business deal, so he feels like, okay, you have a different market segment, which is maybe 150,000, no, 150 is small here, maybe 300,000 subscriptions. And I want to add your 300,000 to my 600,000 to make 900,000. But in the process of doing that, I might also give you 400,000 or even 500,000, but I just want more.
Yeah.
That's when it makes sense. Other thing is your direct market, as I said. Ghana is maybe 31.2 million people. Sierra Leone is 7.9. Even if Sierra Leone should add Cameroon to their population, they will still not meet up with Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, Ghana is tilting more towards Nigeria, which is another level of population.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds, talking of millions, 100 kind of things. Knowing how Africa is and how we are always very reluctant to unite, and even when we try to unite, this thing will break us up again. His best chance is if he has a heavy weight of a Nigeria or a South Africa. Because South Africa, I'm not talking population-wise, I'm talking money-wise. He does some heavy collabos in Nigeria or in South Africa. He can easily get Sarkodie's attention, like, this guy is gaining ground. I become friends with him in a collabo thing, squash the beef, or I go crazy beef-wise on him.
When you were talking, I just looked at Manifest subscriptions. Manifest is at a 50K, and you know they had a beef thing, and Sarkodie responded and stuff. I'm just like, yeah. And also, Kao Denero has mentioned that his online numbers don't really reflect his fame. And like I have seen, it's not like just say I've watched his documentary and stuff, and I see like the population rally behind him and all that stuff. So his online numbers don't match up to his real fame on the ground.
True, I agree with you, as I said, but it's a numbers game. Sponsors coming to Africa or award things, they speak. Taking even the numbers game of on ground. There's only as much on ground as Kao Denero can have. They have 7 million people. How much on ground can he have? Sarkodie has 31 million people. You mentioned Manifest. I gave you an exception saying that, like the Jay-Z Nas thing, when we're in the same circles, even if you have just 1,000 subscriptions, you are easily under my skin like that because of the same circles. Manifest is in Ghana with Sarkodie. Kao Denero is not under his skin like that. He can easily avoid him. Kao Denero is big in Sierra Leone. But even if every person in Sierra Leone is his fan, there's only as much as he can get, which is 7.1, 7.9.
And that will be more than Sarkodie. And that will be more than Sarkodie.
That will be more than Sarkodie. But we know that when we translate to online, those things don't work like that. It's not everybody in Sierra Leone will be his fan. He packs stadium quite alright, but Sarkodie also packs stadium. We know that. The determining factor is ticket sales. We have other things like your streamings, your YouTube views, your YouTube subscription, your page likes, your Twitter this, so that all of these factors which companies actually look at now as indicators, give him the packed stadiums. But now, can he just translate that his stadiums which are packed? Like maybe his next concert, he say, everybody, as you're going to the stadium, please subscribe to my YouTube.
Yeah, like that would be cool. Like you don't have to pay anything. All you need to do is just subscribe. You just get to the gate and subscribe, and you enter my
one-time thing, and you just ensure that all my fans have translated to online. Yeah. Kao Denero team, and if you guys use this strategy, don't forget to check.
Right. So what are some of the other reasons you feel like Sarkodie might not rest?
The other thing we've already started talking about here. So if you cannot get the person number-wise, at least get him personally. But it's so difficult for Kao Denero to get Sarkodie personally because he's not in his circle. So if you look at like the Nas Jay-Z beef, Nas was known to be not older age-wise, but he was already renowned in the game, bigger than Jay-Z. But there was this whole rumor of, was it Nas dating an ex-girlfriend of Jay-Z? And then so they had, because they were in these circles, Nas and Jay-Z, Nas could easily get on Jay-Z's, get into
under his
by getting to his personal circle. So imagine like, I don't want to pay you no attention, but you get one of my cousins to write a diss track on me. It's only as much I can avoid that. Baby mama to like maybe put out an interview dissing me. There's only as much as I can avoid that. That will go directly into my circles. So if Kao Denero can get into Sarkodie's personal circles, then Sarkodie will be forced to respond.
Yeah, but the world's a global village. He can look for somebody online. Let me do a collabo with somebody in Sarkodie's circle.
He could, but as I said, what are the chances? I mean, like if you listen to the Casper Nyovest and the AKA beef, I know like first Casper AKA went crazy at Casper's parents. He knows certain details, and they said they're all in South Africa, so he can really get under his skin. Casper had this friend who was, I think his name is Ricky or so. But after some times, like they had some beef between Casper and Ricky, and AKA was making it sound like he's now doing things with Ricky. Imagine like this guy was my good friend, and now we are beefing, and then you go and so there are those things which it has to be a personal thing which is going on. Hip hop artists are one of the most sensitive people. So you can already see, like, even in the African beef scene, you can see the trends. King B did something with Kao Denero. Kao Denero has beef with Sarkodie. Sarkodie, Lyrical J is looking up to Sarkodie. He took shots at Kao Denero. He goes and does a collabo with Mex Cortez at the other end of Africa, and automatically Mex Cortez and King B have beef.
Yeah.
You just do the maths. It's but obvious that the beef went deeper than just these two rappers, and people already had feelings. We're already catching feelings even before anybody said anything. But if you watch the interview between King B and Mex Cortez, it was really promising, because we were like, we all have allegiance to this, our OGs, but we know better that this is just a sport and we'll work together. I swear, King B was telling Mex Cortez, like, Kao Denero really like you because you have good ideas and the rest and the rest. Mex Cortez was telling King B, like, can you promise that if I get Lyrical Joe and do a collabo? And King B was like, he cannot promise that because Lyrical Joe is not here in this interview.
Yeah.
And then the last possibility which I had on my mind was the Jay-Z move. So after years of Jay-Z having the beef situation with Nas, apparently all we, the Nas fans, and it's even globally accepted, that Nas won when he put out the ether. He killed Jay-Z. Yeah. But now it is known that Nas won the battle, but Jay-Z won the war.
Yeah.
Because Jay-Z went massive business, art of war kind of strategies around Nas, and then built a fence where Nas had won the battle, but he was trapped in that his battleground, and his only way out was to become friends and to somehow surrender to Jay-Z. I think at one point he was the president of Def Jam. And when Nas wants to go into Def Jam, now your arch rival Jay-Z is the president of Def Jam.
Crazy.
How do you go around this? So you have won your battle, but he's slowly but steadily shutting down your career because he's in so much control. I'm seeing Kao Denero making some business moves, but I don't know how massive those business moves might get. By having access to hold certain, maybe distribution things he needs, or some endorsement deal he needs, merchandise thing, or some events, just realize, like, they never call me for this event just because I have beef with this guy. Never be openly said, but you know, like, because I have beef with Kao Denero, and he has this ownership in this award or in this company, I will never have an endorsement here. So the only way I can get an endorsement here, or get called for this event, or get money from this line, is by making peace without the masterly strategy you can put out there. There's a word like masterly.
So that is it. Hopefully Kao Denero's team is listening to this, and we have listed, the ambassador has listed out some strategies where you could implement to get Sarkodie to respond, or Sarkodie to collab with you, or get him on the same page with you and stuff like that. So but that
or
is
scramble him to surrender.
Exactly. But I feel like the moves of getting all these smaller African countries together, we might sum up the Tanzania, the Cameroon, the Sierra Leone, Liberia, and all those small countries, and we get to the Ghana and Nigeria number, you know.
That's an uphill task, though.
Yeah.
Africans are not very known to be very united.
Well, let's see. Maybe this might be an exception.
Africans, we have not, but as we said, we're trying to put out the positive narrative out there. So for me, it should not just be even the unity just for trying to go against the Nigerians and the South Africans, who are bigger brothers and number-wise, economy-wise. So it should be a whole strategy of making Africa stronger, though. I also feel like if the point is to get their attention, then when you get their attention, now you can work together. Then that might be a strategy.
So that's the goal. Sarkodie decides to respond to Kao Denero without any of these strategies which the ambassador has listed. That would be awesome. That would be cool. If one morning we get up and we hear Sarkodie has put out a Kao Denero diss track, we're definitely going to be covering it here. We'll definitely be seeing a review on Chakara TV.
I'm surprised.
Right.
Either way, I'm open for consultancy.
So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for sticking with us. If you're watching till now, you are the real VIP. Thank you very much for sticking to us till now. And make sure you subscribe to Chakara TV. Before we go, the ambassador, any final words? I'm
loving some of the comments coming from Ghana and Sierra Leone. At times, just when I'm a little bit stressed, I just open the comment sections and I get entertained by some of these comments.
Okay, thank you guys very much for being engaged and committed. And like I said, subscribe to Chakara TV. We keep the good content coming. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.